Oh, well, this is Ryder here to review the Kamen Geats Cross Revice Movie Battle Royale Kamen Vice Core ID. So technically this was our first look at how an individual core ID was going to be released, as the Vice core ID was released before Tycoon. But anyways, obviously as you can see, this is the core ID of Vice that Vice gains within the crossover, along with Revice. Obviously, we've already taken a look at Revice because his got released within the first core ID set. While Vice, I think I forgot to state this, was a general movie ticket item. So basically, if you go at the theater within like the first few weeks or so, you'll be able to obtain the Vice core ID. I think. I think this was a advanced movie ticket item though, so I think because they were selling a card with it too. So I think this one's an advanced movie ticket item and not a general movie ticket item, which explains the pricing. Anyways, it's basically packed the same like the Tycoon core ID, to the point it's named similarly. So we will take it out. So here we have the core ID out of its package and such. So as you can see, it's a standard core ID, nothing really significant. Obviously we have Vice's symbol, or we have the symbol of Vice. No, we have Vice's helmet design right here, as his is actually, I think, one of the coolest ones, because he actually does have, his actually does expand to the mouth and such, which I think is really nice. And his is a interesting clear black. So it's kind of like, it's a black. Well, I think it's mostly supposed to be black, but like, I don't, does black even have shades? Basically, or I don't know, you can say it's a really clear gray, but it's pretty neat. There's not really much to go on, so let's just get the Desire Driver. So obviously, if you can recall from the movie, obviously the way the Revice and Vice transform is obviously they insert the core ID in, and then they're given the buckles, but we never see them slot the buckles in. So to technically replicate that, we should insert the buckle in first, and then insert the core ID. And then, basically, Vice's standby, obviously he doesn't have the monster standby, because it's just overlapped with the traditional Desire Driver standby because of Ace's usage of the Command Twin buckle. So obviously, just simply press this in. So we are Vice monster form? I think that's what they're called in Geats, I forgot. And then, I don't think Vice ever does a finisher, but we're basically just going to do it the same way like Nudge Sparrow.
Monster strike.
And that's really all we can do. So, yeah. Yeah, there's not really much to do with it, because unlike Revice, Vice only does use one buckle as opposed to Revice being able to use 3 buckles. But honestly, having the 2 of these together finally is really nice and such. I think I definitely, again, I kind of prefer Vice's. I think Vice's core ID is one of my favorites, just because, again, I really like that Vice's mask actually does wrap around the lower jaw portion, because a lot of these don't do that. And I feel like his is just the best proportion. Revise, I feel like, is a bit too big and such. But again, it's really nice to finally have these two, even though technically, again, it's the other way around. It just took me, I'll admit, I forgot I had to cover this core ID. Just because, it's a singular release, but it's not that bad. I think now this one's actually cheap to obtain, unless for some reason the price for this thing shot up again. But I think this should be one of the easier singular core ID releases, because again, like, it's just Vice, and plus this was a general movie ticket item. Basically, anyone that pre-ordered a movie ticket was guaranteed this and such. So, if you're a completionist on the core IDs, or if you just want to complete your Revice collection, because again, I genuinely think the idea of these two were cool. It's just unfortunate that they didn't bother adding on to it, because I'm not asking for them to do Legend Rider core IDs. I think that would have been a bit excessive, but I think it would have been cool just to see if we would have gotten more riders that actually utilized or that obtained their own core IDs and such. But yeah, so that'll have to do this review. This is Ryder, and I'll leave you people.